As a quick precursor to this episode, I would love to invite you to attend the autumn edition of my in-person event, Dare Greatly in the Coaching Arena, which will be held on Friday the 8th of November in Barnes, southwest London. It's a 5-minute walk from Barnes Station, and there's also a free car parking place on site. So it's the best of both worlds. We will be preparing and planning for your best ever 2025, and you will leave with that vision and strategy for your next 12 months with a newfound sense of connection and focus. We will be harvesting your present and planting the seeds for a profitable and joyful 2025, allowing your business goals to bloom with ease. I'm very excited to be bringing the warmth of the season and all of those beautiful colours and everything we can learn from shedding what no longer serves us and preparing for spring. Embrace the seasons of change and join me on 8th of November to Dare Greatly in the Coaching Arena. Do not worry if you don't know anyone. I will ensure that you feel welcome from the moment you arrive until the moment you leave. I cannot wait to see you there, and grab the link now in the show notes. Hello and welcome to Women in the Coaching Arena podcast. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Lott, a business mentor and ICF accredited coach, and I help coaches to build brilliant businesses. I know that when you prepare to enter the arena, there is fear, self-doubt, comparison, anxiety, uncertainty, shame. You can tend to armor up and protect yourself from vulnerability. In this podcast, I'll be sharing honest, not hype, practical and emotional tools to support you to make the difference that you're here for. Dare greatly, you belong in this arena. Hello, welcome to the 34th episode of Women in the Coaching Arena. I am so glad you are here. It's Sunday morning now, and we are going away for a few days tomorrow. But I don't know about you, but I constantly get ideas and I just really need to share them. So I'm excited to share this episode today on what I believe is crucial for your success as a coach. And it was prompted by a question: why do you want to grow your own business? What do you actually get out of it versus having an employed role? So today we're going to talk about goals, and more specifically, the cost of achieving them. I know that many of you, just like my clients, have big dreams and aspirations. You want to explore your own capacity, see what you can create in the world, and uncover treasures that lie within you. And that is fantastic. And we need to have that fire that you do have. And we also need to have a clear understanding of what it takes to reach those objectives so you don't give up along the way. So the question my client asked me was, is it worth it? I feel like I'm working harder than before, yet I'm not earning as much as I did before. And it's worth saying that she's only around 4 or 5 months into her business at this stage. So to go from zero startup phase to earning the same as you did before in a career that you've probably worked 10 to 15 years to achieve is going to be a depressing comparison, at least in the beginning. And I know that's always the first goal. It was my first goal to earn the same amount as I did in my previous career. So I completely get it. But it's worth just reflecting on what it took you to get to that goal in that career. I bet you didn't go from leaving school or university straight up there to wherever you left off in your job. And it was such a good question that really did have me thinking, because many a time do I think, why do I do this? Like, this is not easy. This is not the easy option of having a business. And she said that she constantly hears people say that entrepreneurship is so exciting and they wouldn't have it any other way and they'd never go back. And she said, I'm just not sure I get it. And so that is what today's episode is going to be on. Why we do this work. And if you have been around for a while, you will know that it's not the easy option. It's way easier to get a job. So if you are wondering if this is a quick fix and if this is going to be easier than your job, I can hand on heart say, I don't think so. Your business will drive you like no other job has ever driven me. And I was always really driven and really committed to my jobs. But it's like a unwavering desire to change the world. I can only describe it as is how I feel and why on a Sunday morning I am here recording this podcast episode for you. So here is the great opportunity to reflect on why I do it and why you do it and what's in it for you if you keep going. Because many coaches are struggling with those goals, questioning whether they should keep going or give up. They feel like the goal isn't working for them or that the cost of achieving the goal is too high. And this got me thinking, how can I best help you, my fellow coaches, to achieve what you want? I have achieved some pretty amazing goals since first being coached a little over 4 years ago now. And I've overcome many obstacles along the way to get there. This was not an easy path for me. I've never been one who's overly confident or someone who's confident to be visible or any of those things that you think you may need to be to have a business. That's why I'm so passionate when clients come to me who are worried that they won't be able to do this, because I really, really believe that you can. And that is the entire point. Having a successful business will not fix you and will not make you confident and will not make you all of those things that you perhaps want to be. But the inner work you have to do to grow your business will. It will completely change your life. And that is why I do this work. I want to get even better at helping you to blow your own mind with what you can achieve and realize in your life. And to do that, we need to make sure our philosophy and thought process around goal setting and what you want to achieve are set up in the right way. So let's dive into the concept of goal cost. So goal cost is essentially the cost that you need to pay in to be able to achieve your goal. It includes the types of costs that we are willing to pay and the types of costs that we aren't willing to pay. When we approach setting goals, if we do that cost analysis before we start, we won't be surprised when the bill comes in. We will be prepared and we will be able to anticipate those costs associated with achieving your goal. So it's a bit like if you want to have a six pack or if you're going to run a marathon, you know you're going to work damn hard every single day. And as long as you know that, you won't give up. And I think that's the difficulty here. We see how easy it is all the time to just have this business immediately. And we live in this world of instant gratification where we want everything to be easy. But if you reflect on anything going in your life, if you want to achieve these big goals, usually there is a cost associated. So as we go through today's episode, I want you to think about your own goals and the costs associated with achieving them, along with the benefits of the effort required. And are you willing to pay the price to achieve your dreams? If we think of Strictly Come Dancing, which I was watching recently, why do these people do it? Like, that's really hard, learning a new skill, putting yourself under the spotlight of everyone seeing what you are like, and you're probably going to be pretty rubbish when you start. And why do they do it? Is it just to win Strictly Come Dancing, or is it because of the personal challenge they're setting themselves of, can I do this and can I practice and show up every single day in order to get better than I was yesterday? If we think of a few examples which might be relevant for you in terms of growing your business, it might take consistency on social media. It might take regular networking. It might take mentioning to your network and your friends and family what you're doing right now. So all of those things in themselves can feel extremely scary. Is that cost worth the goal you are pursuing? And know that in every single one of those actions, every single thing you are scared of, you'll come out stronger the other side. Now we've talked about the cost benefit analysis of setting your goals and how crucial it is to be honest with yourself about the costs you're willing to pay. Let's shift gears a bit and talk about how this relates to you as a coach who helps others. So, in this coaching world, setting and achieving goals is our bread and butter. We guide our clients through this process and help them to realize their potential and achieve things that they never thought possible. So, as a coach, when you're setting your own goals, whether that's increasing your client base, boosting your income, expanding your reach, you need to be crystal clear on the costs and benefits of those goals. One of the best things that I have put time and energy into in building my business is my LinkedIn audience growth. And now I have 7,500 connections. And I started from pretty much zero or maybe like 30 connections 4 years ago when I was employed and no one I knew really used LinkedIn. So I didn't have any network at all. So it's taken that daily consistent action to really grow those connections. And it just makes me so happy to see that growth and the relationships I have built on LinkedIn. Is it worth it for my business? Yes, 100%. But also, more importantly, is it worth it for me personally? Am I gaining? Am I growing? Am I learning? And the answer is still yes, which is why I do it. So I think sometimes we have to dig deeper than just that business growth. It's about whether the platform you are using, for example, is fulfilling for you. Imagine how satisfying it is to commit to yourself and your own goal. I set a goal at the beginning of September to not drink alcohol for 3 months. And what I feel most proud about is that I am achieving it. I have committed to that and I will not back down on it. And I think it's just like consistency in social media posting or emailing your email list or all of those things that we know we should do. But most of the time, your body and your brain is just looking for the lazy way out. We don't really want to do those things. But when you do them, you feel so good as to what you can achieve. So these things are easy, like doing 10 minutes of yoga a day. It sounds easy, but actually doing it and not thinking, do you know what, I can't be bothered today, is really hard. And it's these tiny, tiny habits that can completely transform your business. It's not just about the hard work and sacrifices. It's about the immense benefits and growth that comes from pursuing something meaningful. As a coach, you will know that that journey is just as important as the destination. And sometimes the journey is even more rewarding. When I published a book in my first year of business and I had on my vision board in pencil, because I thought it was impossible to achieve, that I wanted to be an Amazon #1 best-selling author. And strangely enough, when I actually achieved that, I was literally so depressed because I'd worked so hard to get that book ready, figure out how to get it out there in the world, figure out how to market it, do all the things. And then you get to what should be that really rewarding moment. And you realize that what was rewarding was the hard work of getting that thing done, not of the badge or the reward that you get. It's the same as whenever I've received my certifications for my coaching, I never really did get that, wow, this is an amazing achievement feeling. What I gain achievement from is doing hard things. And I think that is a really good thing to know that by doing hard things, you will grow as a person. And that is why I do this work. So when it comes to you helping your clients embrace the costs of what they are going for, help them to see it as investments in their future success, in their own personal growth. I mean, that is why we are here, is to grow as human beings. So every rejection, every setback is a stepping stone towards your ultimate goal and your client's ultimate goal. So keep reminding yourself of the benefits of this goal and growing and learning along the way. I invite you to step into this picture. So, you are that successful coach who is making a huge impact in the world. You are positioned as the go to expert in your niche. Your marketing, research, and insights are changing people's lives. You are making good money from doing what you love, and you are making a difference. You look back on your life and are so proud of the legacy you have left and the fact that you have contributed and left this world in a way better place. So now you are there, we can continue the rest of this episode and you can consider if that cost is worth it. Let's talk about a common pitfall that many coaches fall into, and it's not your fault. It is the world we live in. So the allure of quick fixes and shortcuts. In this fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the promise of instant results. And as seasoned coaches, we know that meaningful change takes time, effort, and persistence. The true cost of achieving your goal is the effort that you put in. And the benefit of this effort will last a lifetime. I hear from clients a lot that I feel like I'm starting from scratch again. If you've decided to change your niche or something like that, then you aren't starting from scratch. You will have learned so much. You will have built your network. You will have done so much already to achieve your goal. It's a bit like I started my business, therefore, from scratch 2 years ago. But I didn't really, because I'd already had experience in executive coaching and career coaching. I had learned how to set up a business, an email list. I'd built my audience. All of that is part of my success today. So don't ever think that anything is wasted, any effort you've put in, because those experiences will contribute to your future success. So finally, let's touch on the importance of resilience. As coaches, we need to be pillars of strength for our clients, helping them stay the course even when the going gets tough. And in order to do that, we need to cultivate our own resilience. So set big, audacious goals for yourself, embrace the costs, revel in the benefits, and show your clients what's possible when you stay committed to your own dreams. Be the living proof that with the right mindset and are willing to pay the price, anything is possible. So let me summarize today's episode. We talked about why we do this work as entrepreneurs. We talked about how you can analyze the cost of this goal. A great example of this is reflecting what might get in your way, what's going to come up, and how are you going to deal with it. And if you have considered that up front, then you will be far more likely to overcome that obstacle when it comes up, because you have considered this when you aren't feeling emotional, and you'll be able to draw strength from that moment. We talked about that cost-benefit analysis and how crucial it is to be honest with yourself about the costs you are willing to pay. We talked about what is going to make you happy is the inner work you will need to do to actually grow that business. What it really comes down to is how you grow as a person and who you are becoming and the legacy that you leave in the world and the difference that you make for others. So is that worth the cost that you are putting in? And lastly, are you prepared to go all in, not just want quick fixes and shortcuts, but really do the work that is required? Because that is the difference. There's this great quote by Biz Stone who said, "Timing, perseverance, and 10 years of trying will eventually make you look like an overnight success." The only way you fail is by giving up. So embrace every setback and know that that is building your resilience, which is what it takes to build a successful business. Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember, the cost of greatness is high, but the rewards are immeasurable. Do drop me a line if you found this episode helpful. Generally, I'm on LinkedIn as my main platform as Joanna Lott, or otherwise on Instagram as @Joanna Lott Coaching. And like I say at the end of every episode, trust yourself, believe in yourself, and be the wise gardener who keeps on watering the seed. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Women in the Coaching Arena. I have a mass of free resources on my website, joannalottcoaching.com. That's Joanna with an A and Lott with 2 T's, joannalottcoaching.com. And I'll also put links in the show notes below. Let me know if you found this episode useful, share it with a friend and leave me a review, and I will personally thank you for that. Remember to trust yourself, believe in yourself, and be the wise gardener who keeps on watering the seed. Get into the arena, dare greatly and try.